Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc., the channel all about bringing you as much nerdy content as possible. Today for you, we got a brand new dragon. Tomorrow is my upload for the week, and I was going to show you guys an egg hatching video that I got with a whole bunch of awesome eggs, but then this guy dropped. So now, last minute, I'm scrambling to do this dragon review, so that way you'll have it immediately so you can make the best decision, because right now the Earth dragon is the rate up for like the next 2 weeks. So I want to get this information out as soon as possible for you guys before you start summoning. All right, let's get into this. All right, so right off, we're looking at an attack type dragon here. We got a earth, a fire, and a light type. That's pretty cool. Personally, just because I'm trying to get all the lights I can these days. But yeah, so 2 mana cost drag skill attacker. All right, that's solid. We got plenty of great supports out there that really like thrive off of 2 mana cost attackers. All right, so main drag skill here looks like we're just increasing the damage like normal. Cooldown 20 seconds. Target count of 3. Straight line attack. All right. Attacks enemy with its corrupt power of light. This attack is delivered at 65% higher attack. What a weird way to word that, first of all. Usually it just says a bonus 65% from attack. I don't know. Basically, it's going to do the same thing. You're just going to get a bonus based off of attack. And it looks like all three are the exact same here. Let's jump over here to this drag skill support type. Increases skill power by 1.3 times. Damn, like that's good. I mean, that's really good for a bonus like that. Usually here lately we've been seen like 1.2, like real small insignificant boosts, but 1.3, I mean, that's pretty good on just a blanket. Like nothing special about it. No like difficult triggers like gotta hit, you know, an HP or a healer or a defense type or an attack type. You just get it. Let's see, it looks like they all got this same thing here. This next part, it's all 1.3 times, so that's pretty good. Also, before using the skill, creates a 50% chance of stunning all enemies in the damage over time status for 3 seconds. 100% stun chance for defense type enemies. Huh. Damage over time. So this is the second dragon now that they've brought out that's all about this damage over time thing. And this is the same skill for all three of these guys here. 50% chance of stunning all enemies. If, basically, it's a weird wording, but if they have the damage over time status. And it's only a stun for 3 seconds. It's not even that big. And you have to have damage over time, which means you have to build with damage over time in mind for your whole team. So not just this guy, but you need others on your team, like being able to trigger this. This is an attacker. You're going to be trying to use this drag skill as much as possible. I don't know about that. 100% chance for defense types. Still, though, it looks like you still have to have that damage over time status. Also, I want to point out, this is a straight line from the left. So you're going to be going across the screen there. You're going to be hitting defense types first and healers more likely. There's no way you're going to be able to hit both of the back 2 enemies with this skill. If you pull the line up a little bit, you'll hit the top 3. If you pull it down a little bit, you'll hit the bottom 3. But you'll never be able to hit both the back 2 if they use the X formation like most everyone does. So that's kind of a shame. So you'll never really be able to do that on the attackers or the squishy types of healers. But at least it's a 100% chance on defense types, because that's definitely what you're going to be hitting. All right, let's look at these other passes here, though. Periodically attacks the enemy with the lowest HP with 80% chance of casting up to 2 damage over time effects on it for 8 seconds. All right, so, and then we're going to reduce that cooldown to every 10 seconds. So you'll have 2 seconds of downtime where you're not going to have any damage over time. Sure, I mean, it's got a good chance of proccing. It keeps it up for a good, like, solid portion of the time. You're getting 2 of them, so you can't just clear out 1. and then your SOL, you do have 2, so they have to clear out both of them. 80% chance, that's solid. Is it the same for this one? Oh, this one's different. All right, periodically attack enemies at the front with 80% chance of for 80 seconds. All right, and this one was with the lowest HP. All right. So, and this is a target count of 3. Okay. And then light type randomly attacks enemies at regular intervals with 60% chance of casting up to 2. Oh, okay, so this one is 4 targets though. So it's random. You get more targets, but you get 20% less. So almost 50. All right, I know I'm rounding down a little bit, but it's like half the time you're gonna get some people, right? So I don't know. Light type's kind of lacking there for sure. You're spreading it out more, but I don't know. And then this one's the lowest HP. Lowest HP is pretty good. And then the fire type, doing it to the ones up front. So let's think about that. Doing it to the ones up front, you're going to be hitting those tanks, right? Those tanks and healers like I was talking about. So when you come to that drag skill, 100% chance to stun defense types. Being able to combo it with this targeting the people up front, I like that better. The combination here with the fire type seems to be pulling ahead now, which is crazy because usually lights and darks are always the better out of all these kind of things. All right, let's look at this last passive. Periodically attacks the enemy with the lowest HP. So again, in combination with that other drags or that other passive, this skill's effect improves by 50% per 1 damage over time effect cast on the target, up to 150%. So up to 3 damage over times. Target count of 2, and you're just increasing the damage here every 12 seconds. So every 12 seconds, they're going to hit 2 enemies with the lowest HP, and it's going to do a little bit more damage if there's a damage over time effect. Okay. Well, that's already not good. So, yeah. So this skill is the exact same. So this passive works really well with green, right? So you're already, green's damage over time effects are targeting the ones with the lowest enemy or the lowest HP. But then this passive comes along and it targets those with the lowest HP. So that's great because these two are working really well together. Unfortunately, this does not work at all with these other ones. Especially because, I mean, attackers and healers that are, you know, not HP or defense based, they're going to have the lowest HP. But then this skill right here is targeting enemies up front. So you're putting damage over time on the people up front. And this thing's over here casting on people with the lowest HP, who's probably going to be the people in the back, the DPS and whatnot. So, I mean, with this one, I guess, sure, but this one's so hard to stick it that I don't know if you'll ever even get to even use this one on the light type. I mean, this bonus damage. So the earth type works really well for it, but I don't know. This dragon seems kind of all over the place. But let's talk about damage over time. All right, so this is the big thorn and the big elephant in the room here. The thorn on my side is damage over time is pretty lousy in this game. It has a cap, and the cap is pretty low. You're just better off doing just raw damage. Someone in one of the comments on, I believe it was the Ordo video maybe, but they put up the math, right? And the math was basically, it comes out to about 12 million is about how much you can cap on damage with damage over time. It's pretty lousy. I'll pull it up. All right, so Azurus put up the math here, and it's okay. So you do 9,000 damage a second with 8 targets, which I believe bottom lane only has 7 targets. I could be wrong, but it's 7 deadly sins. It should be 7 targets at 72k a second. Okay, times 180, which is 3 minutes, because that's how long Clan Dungeon is, and that's 12.96 million damage. So about 13 million damage is the max that you can do. 13 million, that's it, with damage over time on bottom lane. That's in Clan Dungeon. So apply basically that same thought process to this, and it just doesn't come out to be that great. Damage over time is so lousy, and especially with anyone that's running any sort of cleanse on their team, damage over time is garbage. you're just not gonna you're dealing damage so slowly that the passives on the healers can just mitigate that. It doesn't do anything. You're just doing as much as the passives on the healers already doing. So why put all this stipulations of you're gonna do all this bonus damage, but only if you're under this damage over time effect? Okay, sure. I'll put you under this weird off-the-wall debuff to get bonus damage. Why can't it be... Now, if you just completely drop this whole thing, and instead of damage over time, it was like offense down, defense down, crit rate, evasion, I don't know, or yeah, critical evasion, or a regular, you know, whatever, this thing would be awesome. But literally the worst debuff, I swear, the worst debuff in this entire game, and that's what this whole guy revolves around. So I think it's pretty obvious this is gonna be a hard pass, I would say. I don't see this guy doing anything. I don't see him doing anything in the meta. Yeah, and like I said, like this kind of works well together here just because it happens to target, both of them target the lowest HP. But again, the lowest HP might not necessarily be the defense type, okay? Maybe it's like a Trophius and it's constantly taking damage in place of other people. It might be the lowest, but anything else, not so much. So Earth, pretty good. Light type, pretty garbage. Fire type, almost really good. Like, being able to target the ones up front, that's going to be your tanks, your defense types, so you're really going to get that stun chance constantly with this guy, with the fire type. But then this passive here, trash. Does not work with this whole combination at all. So that's a shame. And yeah, the drag skill is just, it's mediocre. It's a 3-target drag skill, 2 mana cost, sure. It gets a bonus based off of your attack, sure. But at the same time, damage over time doesn't scale off of anything, right? It doesn't matter what your attack is. Damage over time is just a set in stone thing. So unless they're doing some kind of rework of damage over time and haven't told anyone about it, then maybe that's what's going on, but I'm not holding my breath for that kind of thing. I think they're just trying to look at old mechanics that aren't being used and try to revitalize them, and going about it in kind of a lackluster way. I don't know. Those are just my 2 cents. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, because if you have a difference of opinion, I'd love to know it. Definitely tell me what you're thinking on this, because, meh. Waiting for the next dragon, I guess. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. If you enjoy this type of content, I try to put it out as much as possible, so definitely subscribe. Also, if you really enjoyed the content, check out my Patreon. I have a link in the description below for it. You can get access to my Discord server, as well as if you're a Dragon Village M fan, account takeovers where I help you out with your account. If you're a Digimon fan, I've got monthly giveaway. Well, not even giveaways. I've got monthly merch that's specific to Patreon. Stuff like memory counters, custom made. This is the baby form of Vmon here. There's going to be more in the works also. So lots of memory counters, all kinds of awesome Digimon merch. So definitely check out that tier. And if you're just all out crazy, there's other tiers if you're that dedicated. As well as check out my Teespring. I've got awesome merch there. You know, official Battle Ready Ink merch. Awesome phone cases for you Digimon fans out there. They've got them for iPhones as well as Samsungs. So they are super sweet. If you've seen the last Digimon movie, that's where these are from. I had a friend of mine custom make these so that way they fit perfectly on these phone cases. They look super good. So definitely check those out. But at the end of the day, if you can't do any of that, just like I said, like the video. That helps a ton. And subscribe. It doesn't hurt, but it helps me. So that's what's the real benefit. And as always, I'll see you next time.